raincoats, and I changed the system. He was using one system, and I introduced a different clerical system to do it, and it was very successful. And it's as I got some recognition in this department in maybe 2 or 3 months, everybody else in the department left. There were 5 other people. They had some sort of an argument with the company. They wanted more money. They weren't given more money. It was right after the war. They were all veterans, and they got up in a mass and they left. And the manager of the department, which was men's clothing, named Buckminster, he called me into his office. He said, "You've been here for 3 months and you have some idea of the system." He said, "I'm left completely without a department. I have only the department head left." And he said, "Strictly between you and I, Walter, he's not particularly capable. So will you stay? If you'll stay with me for 3 months, I'll get you a good job in this company." So I stayed with him for 3 months, and it all worked out. We brought in some new people, and he walked me down the hallway from the clothing department to the men's furnishing department. Now, it was right after the war, and everybody was buying sports shirts and new clothing. It was sort of a revolution from 20 years of depression, because that's all you had before that. And that department exploded. And I went to work for them, and I stayed there forever. I didn't leave for 10 years, 12 years. I became, and the Montgomery Ward had 350 buyers. I became one of the top 5 buyers in the entire company, but the company was falling apart. And I left and made some bad decisions after that, but I've made this too long a story, but things mean a lot.
But how did you know how to be a buyer? Did you need to take classes in business to be a buyer?
I was going to school at night, but it didn't mean anything. I wasn't applying myself. Before I went to Ward, I was going to school.
So how did you know how to do it? By watching?
I worked with very, very good people, men, all out of World War II. They were all veterans at this point. It was 1951, 52. The war was over in 45. They'd all gone, some of them had gone to college and come out. They mentored me.
Okay.
And they trained me well, and I learned well. And that's it. I went to work for $28 a week, and I guess that's $1,200. I'm not sure how much that is annually. But by the end of the 10 years, I was making $15,000 a year, and I was one of the highest priced people in the company. I've been ludicrously successful. But once I left there, I started to make bad decisions. I didn't want to work for any other big company, so I insisted on going to work for small companies, and small companies are chancy. They go out of business. And that happened to me for 5 or 6 years, and then suddenly I found myself involved with these southern mills and all of these crackers down there.
Well, I remember that. I remember a transfer.
What are you doing with your camera? Just taking some snapshots?
Yeah, you know.
But she was just
Did you say